All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Ninth Band Podcast. I'm here with another one. I'm not waiting another 3 months to shoot another episode. And now we got cameras, so it's visuals. So today it's supposed to be more, but it don't matter.
I mean, we gonna get everybody here.
Yeah.
Just like you said, I ain't want to keep stalling you. Say, yo, next week, and you see that went
I've
from
been procrastinating too.
That went from June to August already. That's so it's fast. I said, let's get one here, then we're gonna get more. We local. We together.
Yeah. So for me, we got one of Baisley's finest, smoothest nigga out here. Wild, quiet, but he'll talk. For me, you have a conversation with him for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
For me, you got Mitch in the building.
Yeah, I don't senseless talk. I don't like just talking for no reason. So like, if it's purposeful, you see like this right here. I like what you're doing. The ninth period, the podcast. I like that.
For me, I wanted to ask you, it's like for a lot of people that's not really from Queens or like from New York, like what is it like? What was it like just growing up in Baisley? Like, if you could describe that.
I mean, I'm from Baisley Projects, so it's like it's violent, it's chaotic, it's drugs, it's the norms of what happens in the projects, but it's lack of resources, lack of information, but more it's love there. It's a lot of love there.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's a lot of creativity there, but what I feel my purpose is just to like break the cycles, because a lot of us suffer from the same thing. You see the same thing over and over.
Never end the cycle.
Over and over. It's like it's just breaking through that cycle. But more importantly, I want to change. I won't want to be from nowhere else. Like I think being from Baisley made me who I am, and I appreciate it, despite the chaotic, the violence, the drugs and. That it comes with it. You learn how to break out of that cycle. Just really trying to help others break out of that mentality, because you can get sucked into that project life, and just you'd be just stuck in those four corners.
Yeah, because a lot of people that they just grow up, they see the people older than them, they see what they do, and I'm like, all right, fuck, I might as well just do it.
Even now, you start putting yourself in the shoes of others, like when you're there and you're just like, damn, I'm looking at the kids like this was me. Like I still connect to that. Like that's the crazy thing. So like I think what's most important about being from a project is like mentally breaking out of that cycle, of mentally not condoning into the same cycles of
crabs in the barrel.
Yeah,
So like with you, like with everybody from Baisley, it's like that's like the most different project like I've ever like been around. Like I've been to many different projects and stuff like that, but it's like I've grown up with most of y'all, like from fucking 8 years old to 20 plus.
Right.
And it's like I've seen how everything moves. Like I see like think about it. Q raps.
Yeah.
Different type of rapper.
Guy.
Yeah.
Super cool Q.
B-Live.
That's bro. He supposed to be here. B-Live, bro.
Yeah.
They supposed. We gonna get everybody here though.
That's a fact.
We gonna get everybody here.
What's funny is I like around the times when I was trying to get like the interviews with y'all, I was like, all right, fuck it. Like during the summer, I'm trying to get it like in the park, like because you know how y'all chill during the park.
That'd have been good. That'd have been organic. We could do that style too. We could do your style, but
I feel like it just didn't happen because I have a camera.
Yeah.
Because like I want to catch that like
organic.
I want people to like get like the organic ambiance of like what it's like
really
to
that vibe.
Like because there's a lot of people that never been in a project day in their life, never been in the hallway in the park, and
I think
because
it's kind of scary because of the projection of just like how projects is, but then I think it's also like weird because we don't think it's scary because we translated it to a norm so much. Like this shit is not regular, this is not regular living. And then I think that's another problem outside of the projects is that we came accustomed to this being a norm, and this is not normal living,
And it's
but ultimately it's love, you find good friends, you find good characteristics there, you learn a lot.
Yeah,
but it's a balance,
I was gonna say that because it's like with all of y'all, I can't even name all of y'all because it's so much, but
it's the whole Ward family. It's the whole Ward family,
Yeah. But actually I want to ask you like what like what is JAKWAD like?
JAKWAD is a company, a clothing, apparel, entertainment, you know, that surrounds itself with music, arts, fashion, you know, the things that inspire to be. But it all started because Q, he's an artist now. We had this conversation probably like, I would say like 7 years ago. Like he was just telling me, he was like, yo, bro, like I wanted to be a lawyer. Like what happened to me that despised me from really following and pursuing this dream? Like what happened? Like I wanted to be a lawyer, but due to circumstances and influencing, this thing didn't happen. Like I got derailed and I didn't really follow what I really wanted to be. Yeah. And then from that, it was just like how we work is we share ideas with each other, and then we allow the ideas to grow and just blossom. But long story short, that's how that whole Just a Kid with a Dream came about, because that's who we all are. Yeah. That's just staying true and connected to that inner kid with yourself, because we all are kids with dream, and that's basically it, you know. And that's in every field, that's in every skin complexion, that's in every person. That's all we are. It's kids with dreams, you know, and that's what keep us pure. And once we lose connection to that kid, then we allow our creative space to kind of just be muzzled, you know, and just fall victim of this normal reality, because we just got to stay creative, we got to stay pure, and we got to stay kids. Well, like in a sense of creativity, not in a sense of being childish. You get it? So it's a difference, just in a sense of being creative. You know how pure kids are, creative minds. You think the craziest things and try, like you believe you can achieve these, but these is real, but not in a sense of being childish. But just connecting to those dreams. Keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive always. You know, that's what we stand on. Making it a reality, because in order for someone to believe in you, you got to believe in yourself first, you know? So that's just how that started. Probably about 8 years ago, we was having that conversation, and we just like what derailed us from not following our dreams? Was it lack of influence? Was it lack of push? Like, why am I not a lawyer? You get it? And then that just merged in us forming this thing as a company. Yeah. You know?
And it's like a lot of people, they wouldn't even let it get that far. It'll just stay just a dream, but wouldn't really pursue it. It'll just stay right there. And
I think that's another thing. That's another thing we have to work on, because a lot of times we have a lot of dreams, but they don't just come and flourish. You know, you have to work. You have to work. You have to create, and you have to put goals in place and step by step, and then eventually this becomes reality, because we see it in our heads first, feeling in our hearts, and then eventually we set small goals each day, and then we make it a reality. Yeah, because I remember when I first started, like when I first had the thoughts of doing a podcast, I was working at my aunt's restaurant, and like all I would always just tell like my friends, like, yo, I want to do a podcast, I want to do a podcast. But it's like, I just kept saying it. I wasn't doing anything towards it. And then like, I feel like with certain things, you just need like that first push. Like that's all it is.
Like my sister for Christmas, I wouldn't forget it. I think it was 2017. She's got me a mic, like a USB mic. I could hook it up to my laptop, and then from there I was just looking up certain programs that I could record my podcast on. Like I'll be in class, I'm looking this type of stuff up, and then I found one that's like it's for free, like unlimited space. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just download it. I'm gonna just give it a test. I'm talking into it. Right. It sounded weird. I'm like, damn, this is what I sound like. Like I hate listening to myself, but like I think it's weird. I think it's because I don't know. I think we all sound funny listening to ourselves. We don't sound how we think we sound. So I think it's weird at first. But look, we in the city right now. So it's progress. It's progress. And then I started in my basement.
Look, and we in the city now. So that just shows progress. You know, sometimes we be so focused on other people's progression, like we don't even worry about our progression. Like this started in the basement. Yeah, we're in the city now. Tomorrow, the next day, we don't know. You know, we that hit away. If you're looking at it in music terms, I'm that interview away from. You know, you never know.
That's why I'm really taking this thing more and more serious now, because like I said in the beginning, like I'll have an episode, probably wouldn't record another episode for like 2-3 months.
Right.
And it's like, it wouldn't be anyone's fault but mine, because like I have so much of a procrastination problem. Like, for example, Skinner Bronze, he had a beat that I heard like a while ago.
That's
and,
my big bro too.
Yeah,
Shout out to Skinner Bronze.
Yeah, it was.
So, bro, I just seen him. I just bought some merch off him.
Oh yeah, I saw the tees. I saw the tees.
Yeah, that's his pops.
I'm one of them.
That's his pops. His pops played overseas, and that's like big to the hood too, because his pops played against Jordan.
Oh shit!
That's great. Yeah, like
that's tough.
To really, that's inspiring. Like, and then that story, a lot of people don't know that. You know, I know that because that's my big bro. But
yeah,
that's inspiring. Like, you see, like, I think from like we get inspired from what people achieve. You know, like to just see the level of how high we could take it.
Yeah. You don't really look at it that far, but you know, so we got to growing up in Baisley, but it was one thing that I really wanted to ask y'all. It was like, what really inspired all of y'all? Because it's not even just a select group of people. It's like all of y'all. Like, what inspired y'all to get into doing yoga?
Oh man,
because that's something I've been wanting to do. I still want to do it. As a matter of fact, I remember it was one time y'all had like a yoga session in the park, and then you said like, I think like the following week y'all was gonna have another one. I hit you up that morning. He was like, nah, it's canceled. I was devastated.
Oh man,
I bought a yoga mat and all that.
We got so again, like me and Kills, we go like way back. Me, Kills, Ra, all of us, the whole gang. But Kills was working summer youth. He got tricked. He got tricked in like for work. He had to like, they just sent him like, go meet this person here, and then it end up being a yoga instructor. So it's like, damn, I'm not just gonna bail out on him. Like that's corny. So like, long story short, like, okay, I will commit to this if I could bring my bros along.
Yeah.
So the next day we went. It's just like new. So it's just like, ideally, I think ever since a child, I was open minded. You know, I was respectful. Yeah. I was raised with manners. So it was like, all right, let's give it a try. And then we gave it a try, and it just was like, we was just practicing. But this is on top of like that transition of fresh out of high school, tried college, then work, but it's like idle time. You're not doing nothing anyway.
Exactly. So you might.
So like we wasn't really doing nothing productive anyway at the time. So now we was getting caught up in just a lot of unproductive things. So, you know, but long story short, we kept to it. And then for us, it was like, nah, we got to bring this back to the hood. Yeah. The hood kind of, you know, it's new. Yeah. It's weird. Oh, hold up. That fuck is that? Like yoga, but like it worked for us. And then eventually we formed that into a program that allowed us to teach in schools and also other places over the world.
That's the Urban Yogis.
The Urban Yogis program. Yeah. So it's like a nonprofit program that we run. And we teach in different school zones, different places, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, San Diego. And then we also teach, I believe, we got a branch in the UK to where we extended the contract. We was going to teach in Brazil as well, you know. But, I mean, yoga is good. The whole just like the aspect, the difference between yoga and physical exercise is that it's like you're connecting to the breath. You're connecting to the mind. So it's like connecting the mind with the movements and the breath. So it's easily, we could go to the gym, we could pump, throw your headphones on, blast, but now you're creating a different type of feeling in the body when you're like, I'm inhaling, I'm exhaling, and then I'm noticing the breath, and then things start to happen. You start to feel more calm, you start to feel more patient, you know? The mind gets clear, and then the path gets clearer, then it's like it's easier to navigate. So I would recommend it. I know, try it, give it a try, you know. And then on the business side, then as we start to see, like you'll see, we spin this block, we'll see yoga studios everywhere. Yeah, you don't see it in the hood, you know. Yeah. So now just like this is not by accident. Yeah. Like while we being denied this access, you know, this is not by
it's like with the school system.
Yeah, it's like it's certain. It's just that. So now, more important, it was allowing us to have access to this because we all should have access to this.
Everybody.
We all should be accessing this information because that's the only difference. I believe that's the only difference between an urban community and a suburban community is the information and the opportunity, just denying us access. We just want access, and I think that's what's most important. Access allow wealth.
Exactly.
Wealth allow answers and freedom.
Yeah, but they don't want that.
I mean, it's a different. But they don't have to give it to us.
Yeah, that's
we don't have to beg. We could
find out for ourselves.
We find lanes. Ninth Period Podcast, JAKWAD NYC, Dream Cafe. We find lanes. We invest in ourselves, and eventually we climb to the top. Our route might be longer, might be harder, but that's what makes us us. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes the grind worth it. The process is always worth it.
Yeah, most definitely.
A lot of times we get attached to the idea, like, damn, I can't wait to be like this. But skip everything in between,
Just to get to that.
To get to that, what really creates us, So just really embodying that feeling. Like, I would recommend it.
Yeah, most
I teach it. I would recommend it to everybody.
Have a class before the summer ends.
All right, we could do it. We can link up however you want to do it.
I bet. Right in Baisley.
Right.
I bet. So
it's free there. That's where I'm from. It's free there. But anywhere else, I got to tax. It's business.
No, of course, you gotta get your bread.
It's business.
It's a pandemic. You gotta get bread.
Right.
But you brought up the Dream Cafe, and then I remember during Kill's B-Day, you actually told me the story of what made y'all even start the Dream Cafe, and that was like a real inspiring story. It's almost like when you heard Nipsey say it, or just like other people when other black people in neighborhoods like that, and they just want to buy back the block, they want to just keep everything black.
I think it was important because before we get into that story,
Yeah, most definitely.
Everything starts to me in the mental. So the Dream Cafe is new to everybody, but to my peers, to Kill, to Rod, to these people, we've been living on these ideas 5 years ago. You get it? It's just that the time was right now. That's why I'm saying these are not like, oh, this is new. I already seen this. I already seen this 5 years ago. It was a part of me. I just didn't know when it was gonna happen. I was invested into this idea, this dream, this desire. But moving forward, the way it happened was one time I was meeting Kills in a Peas. We got this spot within 7 days. We didn't know that we was gonna make it a cafe, but we always had the idea of making a restaurant cafe style. We spoke about that before. This was one of our ideas. We're gonna put this in it. We're gonna do that. That's still a surprise. So I didn't want to speak on that. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. But one day in the hood, Kills pulled up to the hood. We pulled up the same time, and like we was in front. Like we pulled up on God Brewer, and he jumped out. But like before I could give him a 5, we seen a big for rent sign on this Metro PCS, and it was just like I seen the light in his eyes, and he seen the light in my eyes. It was like, I know what you thinking. You know what I'm thinking. I didn't even give him 5. I said, we calling. I called the number, and then we called the number, and then from there we negotiated a price, and we just live with it. Like now it's like, okay, we know the price. We know what they want. We could get it. Do we let this opportunity pass?
Hell no.
Like we lived with it before. We just, like I told you, I probably would have regretted seeing somebody else in there, knowing that we had first dibs to actually get it. And I think what's more important to it is like breaking those cycles. I mean, ideally, the restaurant is there. We have to make money. We have to make profits. But ultimately, I would allow you spending your dollar with me should be appreciated.
Yeah.
Rather than the regular Ox stores or all the stores that basically say, fuck you, spend your money here. I don't know if you can curse on that. Or,
Nah, come on.
Yeah. All right.
That's my
that
shit.
really say, fuck you, spend your money here and just take your money, take.
Get out.
And get out. But really don't invest back in. I'm from there. So like you spending your money here is going back here, you know, it's just a cycle. But more importantly, I think the people under me needed to see it.
Yeah.
See what I didn't see, you know, because I didn't see it. But luckily we see social media and we see that's the powerful thing about this, you know, it's pros and cons. There's probably some cons in the media, but we see
cons.
People like us, you know, I'm not the first one. We're not the first one to do it, you know, but we see people like us that inspired us to inspire others. I think it's important that people see people of their kind doing the right thing, doing a productive thing, and then I think you should feel special. I think it's better when you spend your money somewhere and you feel good.
Exactly.
Like even if you lying to me, you know, like you made me feel good. Like I make you feel good to spend your money, you know.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately, I think it's a community thing. Just really investing back in it and just allowing the people before you to see. To see it, you know, I think we don't see it enough. We don't see success.
Yeah,
we don't see success in our community.
Like firsthand.
We don't see it. We don't see success in our community. We see when people get successful and they leave, but that's ultimately due to the community. I'm not successful enough, but ultimately I'm going to, you know,
exactly
because of you. You got to respect how the community works. You know, like everybody's not praying on your good. But you got to understand that, and it's a balance. But it's enough people that says, you know, and I think it's safety. So, depending on it's just a balance on how you do things.
Yeah,
I think the community needed it. I think it was big.
Definitely, because like you said,
I think it's bigger. Yeah, like that's what's most importantly, you know.
It's like they wake up, they're not
inspired. You know, they're not seeing it enough.
They need to see that to be like, I could do that. I could do that,
or I could do it. And I could do it better because that's really what it is for me. It's just like I'm just applauded by greatness. So whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to get to the top, the maximum roof. Now the people under me, now they could see how far I went, and then now I could get higher, you know. And then eventually,
that's why
it's just changing the mindset. You know, I think it's most importantly changing the mindset, allowing to do for yourself.
Yeah, that's why like whenever. Like when we were younger and we'll say like to the older people, I want to be just like you. Nah, be better than me.
Right.
And
that's like that. And then, so like when I was younger, I was inspired to be drug dealers because I remember vividly being a kid in a sliding park, sitting on top of the slide. Yeah. And we would really look at the hill and really like idolize. Yeah. Like you see them, like you know what they doing. You see it. Like this is that. But that's because this was all we were seeing. Exactly. At the time, like, nah, I'm gonna be that. And then eventually, you know, we was like, oh, I'm him, you like you start doing that. Like that's real. Like when you see in a movie, like I'm that guy. I'm that like I remember vividly doing that. Like and you just see that. And then you get older and then like shit that glitter ain't gold, right? Like
because like as you get older, you start to see the certain shit they was going through, like
you'd see like they stayed there, or like they mentality, you know.
I used to live on 134, right? And like when I was younger, it would be a lot of people that would be like in front of the store, like a lot of the older people. Right. Recently, I drove past it and I seen like same 3 people. Like my head was just bust. I was like, "Yo, this is something I can't allow. Like, I can't allow myself to stay here. Like that's when I think that's when it gets scary. Yeah, that's when it's like, whoa, hold up. Like I don't think we pay attention to time enough. Like time comes quick. Like our 5 years is really that was 10 years ago. You're like, nah, that was 5. No, that long ago. It was 10 years ago. Yeah, like time, like. Ultimately, it feel like I just got out of high school. I've been out of high school for 10 years already. Yeah. Like it's like that. So like you just really got to pay attention to time and just
really stay attached to your creativity, you know, and really just, I think, look inward. Everything starts from in. Mm-hmm. Like, we all got dreams, desires, goals, you know, and just really staying attached to that and working on it, you know, and really trying to be something or really invest in something, you know. That's if you're in that type of entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with
having a 9 to 5.
9 to 5, you know, but and then you see that plays a big part too. Like,
that's what the social media thing. That's one of the
ego.
cons.
You know, the ego sometimes overpowers us and then allows us not to be who we are because we think this is the way to go. This is the way, you know. Like, if it works for you, you know, it works. If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's really like one of the cons of like social media, because a lot of people, they will see what's going good for other people and try to follow it, but it just, over time, it just doesn't work.
You got to learn how to, I think, deal with it, you know, because sometimes it's inspiring to me, but sometimes I got to turn the app off, though. Like, I'm human, like. But what you got to understand is that social media is only shedding light on success. Yeah,
it never shows.
Success
nobody ever shows the failures.
Or violent or ignorant things, you know. These is what.
That's what attracts the eye.
The eye, whatever. These is what get the click. So, like, of course, everybody's going to be this. Everybody's going to be that. But nobody's really going to post what they really, like, what's really hard. And, like, if they having a bad relationship, they ain't seeing eye to eye with their child, you know?
Yeah.
They just going to post the child when we're happy. We're going to capture this moment, you know? Yeah. I think just try to find a way to navigate with social media. I think it's useful.
Yeah, it's really useful.
Ultimately, it's useful. It's a platform. It's a free platform. It did a lot. It did a lot of good, but it also did a lot of bad. But I think it's a balance. I think what happened, it's like was something that is like it's allowing people, like it's bringing frustration because it's allowing people to be famous, but broke.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big problem in the social media world too. So like people could have 2 million followers, they could be with all the celebrities, and they could be
got like $20 to their name.
Yeah, and I think that's that's mind-boggling.
Yeah, like, that's the one thing that
I think
really
that
needs to like resonate in people's minds. Like, social media is one thing, but your pockets are a real thing. Like, that's what, just like that. I know you've seen that picture on Instagram. It was like close the app and look in your pockets. That's the real you.
Yeah, right.
It's like people will have like you said, 2 million followers. They'll be known all over the place wherever they go. But now when it comes to let's go out, let's go do something real quick.
We can't.
I don't really got it.
But I think ultimately, just utilize your platform.
Yeah.
And just however you can utilize it, whether you can inspire, whether you can make some money off it. However, just utilize your platform. You know, I'm not the judge of nobody's life. Everybody is in their circumstances because of who they are, you know. Figure it out. We all have to figure it out for ourselves, you know. I'm just figuring it out for me. My team, we just inspire, because I think that's the greatest thing we can do is inspire people, you know. I think that lasts longer.
Yeah.
Like if I inspire you rather than me loan you $10, you might forget I loaned you money.
Exactly.
But if I did something that was really inspiring to you, you might hold on that.
You're going to remember that
forever, you know.
Because people, like you said, people will forget when you loan them $10, but like when you tell them something that like really resonated in their head,
some real
they could be 80 years old. Be like, yo, I remember
when so and so said, but I think that's a beauty to just really inspire people.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask you now is, we got to the Dream Cafe, all that. Like, there was a video of you in the cafe. Like, it's not really renovated yet, but y'all had like, what was it, like the detectives coming in and
113. Like, I mean, it's just for example, it's just history there. I was raised in Baisley Projects. Baisley Projects is a known projects to commit criminal activity, violence, whatever. So regardless of my circumstances,
you're always gonna have the stigma.
We're gonna wear that coat.
Yeah.
Which is like, I can't focus much on that, because you choose to view me how you gonna view me, regardless. And to cops with criminals, ultimately, a lot of times 99% of 99.9, like the condom to a black man is a criminal to the cop. That's just the stigma, especially now. What makes it even worse is that I'm in a criminal environment.
Yeah. Like so
it's like what I say, what I even say doesn't resonate. The only thing that held me in that situation was I actually had documents to where they really couldn't violate. Mm-hmm. Like, as you can see, I showed the cop, yo, bro.
They thought you was trespassing or something like
they didn't think we was trespassing. Ultimately, they don't know how to act, like what's going on. They don't know how to just be
regular humans.
Civilians or regular people. Like, take your cop hat off for once, like, be a human. Just act like, instead of like you seeing us, I seen them, like, you can see them from the corner of your eye, I'm aware of police, So instead of them just asking like what's going on, they take the cop approach and say somebody say you trespassing. Like what are we like how dumb could we be? It's a tower, right? Why these cops ain't come
right next?
Why
right
they
next to
you
where
understand?
you at.
But they just wanted to know. They just wanted to know firsthand, and they used they cop way to figure it out, rather than just like, yo, what's going on here? Like, who's the owner? Like, rather than that, like, who trespassing? Show me some ID.
Oh yeah.
Like now, and then regular dumb cop shit. And then now I show you ID, show you lease owner. Oh, see you, now we're gonna protect you. And like, whatever, bye. Yeah.
You're saying that's all you had to say, like.
But that's the cops. But just from being from Baisley, I'm labeled a criminal to 113. There's nothing I can say to them. There's nothing I can do.
And then you can show them.
They're gonna. That's their mindset. But that don't mean that makes me a criminal. You gotta prove that. I've never been charged with nothing. I know people that's been charged. But
that's them.
That's whatever the case might be. Just do your job. Do your job correctly. I think that's the problem we're having now. We're not trying to stop police from doing their job. Just do your job correctly and just fair share. Like, I'm not a criminal. Like, because you scared of me is something with you. But that's a total different conversation. But do they care? Who knows? Like, we could care. We could care for each other.
Yeah,
we could create.
And it's like, and a lot of Kills videos, like
all the time. You see it.
They try to stop every single video, anything that y'all doing productively. They just feel the need to. I mean, stop because we so collectively
empower. That they gotta come like that. 113 have to come like that because it's rare that they get an easy arrest. Like just really cuff somebody, and that's that. Like, we gonna riot, we gonna fight back, and that's what's even important. Like to us, on where the store is at, we actually had physical altercation with police on that corner. Just allowing them. Like the cop tried to arrest one of my friends, and then we took the cop off him. Like, you're not arresting nobody for no reason.
Yeah.
And then now we backed them down. They was outnumbered, but just stepping up. I mean, things could have went bad for us.
It could have went completely left.
It could have went completely left, but that mean that fighting you, like, you're not going to violate.
Yeah.
Like, we not doing nothing. Like, you're not going to abuse your authority, but that's a win. We got to win because we could have been a statistic. We could have been on his shirt. They had guns. We didn't have guns.
Yeah,
but we just showed them no fear. Yeah. And I think that a lot, like they backed up, like they really, it got physical. Yeah, like squaring up, taking a cop off, back up. But I'm trying
to remember the year, like whether it was 2015. It was either 2014 to 2016. And it was like, I don't remember
a lot of square offs.
Yeah.
Like, around that time was just like reckless. Like, we was just reckless. When the cops pull up, they was getting hit with bottles.
It was a day like that. It was like they were just like y'all was just bottles.
A few times cops got
like it lasted so long that like I remember I had Facebook around the time, so it had to be around like 2014.
Yeah, I remember it was like 20 because I think I got a throwback. I got to find a pic. I sent it after. Like, it was a big standoff, in front of the 113 precinct,
all the way to 113 precinct. I think Shakur was out at the time. That's I think probably like 2014, but
probably so. But a lot of times, a lot of our standoffs come from arrest. You know, just. And then, you know, like, we not always right. A lot of times we was just being reckless teens or just being reckless. But due to abuse, like, due to just being tired, like, you know.
Constant abuse. Like,
yeah, but
it's it's basically like you just standing up to the neighborhood bully. Like,
yeah, I mean, police are bullies. We know that.
Definitely.
Police are bullies. But we could navigate through this. We could win. We could create podcasts. We create things, you know, that we could build some type of
to like literally show them that it's not just all about crime. Like,
yeah, you know, they're gonna do what
people don't need to.
They're gonna do what they want, you know,
or just get higher in life.
Right.
You feel me?
Or just do your job. You know, do your job correctly. Like
definitely.
I don't know nothing about the academy, but I don't know how you being trained to be scared. You know, like if I'm not doing nothing.
Because
like, and that's the ultimate cop out. Like, oh, he was like, whatever.
Because a lot of the cops that they have out there, they're not from here. Yeah, they're from like Baldwin and
I know that first
Rochester.
Or you could just look at them like, what's the matter with you? Like, why you moving weird? Like, like.
And like
chill
that's
out.
why I don't understand.
So
they just reach for it.
Take your hand off your gun. Nobody doing nothing. Like, you get it.
You see my hands right here, but you reaching for the shit. And it's like that was. Excuse me. That was always something I always wondered. Like, why is it that there'll be people from the neighborhood that, you know, go to be cops? Like, they start off as the cadets.
No, like, I mean, ultimately, because the cops been there, it's a few that I seen that was like salutable, able to say what's up, you know. But the whole, that doesn't despise the whole organization, you know. Like, it doesn't stop that agenda. Like, I never seen.
It's not always a rotten apple. You know? There's some cool.
Like,
cops,
people always say that's cool. Yeah, it is cool cops, but it's rare we see cool cops stop them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make you cool if you still allow it. You get it?
Stand in the back.
Yeah. So like
I ain't do nothing. But
like,
what
how
does that
cool
mean?
are you? You know, like, really, like, stop. Like, even with that the Floyd situation, like you probably didn't do nothing, but like you allowed that, like pipe down. Like, it's times where you could stop you, like, chill. Like, it's not like you can't say that as a cop. Like, I don't get it. Like, he's down. Like, you can't say chill.
Yeah, because I feel like it's like a status thing. Like, you know, like the dirtier cop, like the dirtier the cop is,
whatever it is, you know. Yeah. Like
the cool ones, they usually the ones that it's like, you know, they getting herbed and shit like that. They don't really have much say, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Cops are cops. I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like
them either. Especially in this time. I probably was good, you know. I could grow. Like, right now, I don't like them.
Yeah, the only cop I fuck with is my sister, to be honest.
This is a cop.
Yeah.
My girl brother's a cop too, but cops are cops. I don't like the organization.
Yeah. Simple.
A lot of times cops be thinking that you talking about them personal. No, I don't like what police stand for right now in this time. It's nothing to do personally with you. You don't know them. You a cop.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if you look at the broad situation, you can't say, well, I'm good, and then, like, everybody else, and that works with us too. Like, I can't say I'm good and then I'm hanging with 20 criminals.
Yeah,
you get it?
Criminal by association.
Yeah, you know,
like.
But like, that's how it go.
Yeah. I remember you guys had like the hats and like the jackets of like the
niggas in America, you know.
It's like I wanted like
we had the niggas in America and the 3Ks.
Yeah.
Those was like a lot of people was really messing up. I think that was just our statement.
Yeah.
We was just standing on like, cause you know niggas, if you spell it N-E-G-U-S, it's like supposed to be like a black ruler, a black king, you know. So just really confined and with like we're kings in this racist world, you know, and we was just creating through fashion, just spreading our message through clothes, you know, just advocating our pain through streetwear, which is like if you look at us, like if you understand the black person in America, he's like we're like the bottom everywhere in every playing field. It's not one playing field to where whether it's sports, whether it's podcasting, radio, whether it's entertainment, whether it's work, whether you work politics. At Home Depot, politics, whether it's yoga, like we're literally sitting
at the bottom.
At the bottom, and this is not coincidence. This is
this is what's been going on
for years, you know. And I mean, it is what it is, and we just like advocating our pain, and just like we more than that, like. We kings, we rulers, like we great, like we're great.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not an ego thing, but it's a little bit of ego because sometimes you need yourself to, when nobody's patting you on your back, like I'm great, I'm a king, like I'm a claim it, you know, I'm a claim it, and then eventually that energy just transpires. Now you a king, you gonna claim it. Now
that's a fact.
She a queen, she gonna claim it, you know, and just really. Transpiring that and just that good love, that good energy, you know.
And like I never heard the word niggas until I seen it like on y'all apparel and stuff like that. And then like I remember I looked it up. I think for like about a month and a half, I was just trying to like instead of saying nigga, I'm gonna call my friends niggas. Like let's call my niggas. Like
I mean, and, like,
it just didn't stick to me.
I think even a nigga word, nigga, like, you know, I still use the word, you know. You get it, but like I think it's like they threw lemons and we made lemonade. Like that's what we do. Mm-hmm. I think that's what we do.
We make the best out of any situation.
Y'all try to like down us, call us niggas. You know, like we flipped it, like coded it. Like that's my guy. Like that's you get it, which is probably an ignorance in itself. But hey, we learned through that. We learn, you know, I mean, ignorance is just lack of knowledge. We could be informed and we're able to change, you know, and create, which is most important.
Yeah. You brought up how, like, black people are, like, at the bottom or stuff like that, like with sports. And it's like, that's really, like, the craziest thing because black people, in my personal opinion, and I've heard a lot of people say that, but black people dominate all sports.
Right.
Without a doubt. And it's just like, I don't understand.
I mean, we dominate sports because we're dominant people, you know. We dominate whatever, but we don't dominate the business of sports. We dominate rap. We don't dominate the business of rap. Yeah. We dominate. We're the best creators, you know, but harnessing the business, that's another domination. Like they make that harder. Like, you know, it ain't coincidence that we don't dominate these things. Like basketball, we dominate that because all of our lives we in the hood, we trying to get out. Yeah, we really trying to win. You know,
that's what we see in every park basketball.
That's a court. So we done played this from 7 years old till 27. Whether you made it, whether this is our connection. This is what's gonna take my mom out the hood. And I think a lot of times it works for people because even if like I didn't make it in basketball, but I played basketball, but I enjoyed what it did for me. It allowed me to have some type of guidance and some type of support to where discipline where I could have been this. I could have fell victim to this. Maybe if I wasn't playing a game. So ultimately what it did was a blessing, you know. Maybe it wasn't my path. Maybe I didn't work hard enough at it, but I think we dominate. We're dominant people. We could dominate anything. We make things look good, but I think we have to dominate the business, but the business is hard. Yeah. A lot of times it's like
based on who was ran by.
I mean, it's hard. It's a harder route, you know. It's more work. We don't like that caseload to really work hard. Like it's different to really run your business or like, and it's ups and downs rather than you get hit with a big check and then I'm chilling, I'm laid back, and that's what happens a lot of times. You know.
And it's like,
but I think that, you know, just staying eager to learn. Like, I don't know everything.
yeah.
I hope I don't project myself as knowing everything. I know I speak from the heart. I speak from information, but I'm always a learner. Like you said, I'm quiet. So most of the time, I'm not speaking because I'm listening. I'm just soaking up information.
That's what I like to do as well. Like I don't like to be like the main spokesman. I don't want to be having a conversation with everybody. I just want to like listen. I want to hear things. Like,
just hear
I love to hear like knowledge. I love to hear people lying, like fuckery and shit like that. Like because like I like to just read people.
Right.
Because I want to know what kind of people like I'm around. So it's like I depict whether I'm gonna be around you more or I'm just like I'm gonna just see you and just keep it moving.
And you could tell that from just listening and observing. You could see through whatever somebody puts up because they words and their actions will never match. You know, to be deceitful, but. I like to listen. I like to learn, you know.
Yeah.
I like to create, and I'm inspired by creators. Period.
Yeah. Do you read like a lot of books, something like that?
Not really. I read a lot though.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books. I don't think I read enough, but I read a lot. Like I read online. I read I read everything. I read this book by Jay-Z recently, Decoded. Like it was a pretty good book. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like I would recommend it. Yeah. It's just like his whole start. That's what I do. I think I study like anybody that's somewhat greatness. Yeah. Like I really like to study it. Like not what he do, but just like study like his intention, his moves, like how he thinks, how he lives. Like it's like I like that.
Yeah. I was like, I'm a Jay-Z's fan as well. Yeah. And it's like, I remember there's times like I've probably watched about like 5 different documentaries about him because like I just like how he moves and shit like that and like how he started from here to there.
Right. I think that's inspiring and that's ultimately worth more than the money and things he achieved just watching that story and just other stories, you know, it's a lot of inspirational stories out here, you know. I'm just inspired by people.
Another one book, like, I probably read, like, it might sound crazy, but, like, probably read total of, like, 5 books throughout my life. Because I don't really like to read, like, as I got older.
So what happened when you was in school? When you used to have to get 30
that don't count. I don't count that shit.
I was cheating. I was reading it back doing my book reports. That was
like,
the best.
I'll read the summary. The last
whole
15 pages of
your
the book
report. Yeah. Have 30 stars across my shit. I ain't reading one book.
But like, I'm just talking about like, as I got older to like where I wasn't like, you know, required to have to read a book. Right. So it's like I read like a couple books. One book that like really like I reread it was Black Privilege by Charlemagne. Like I like that book because like it's the same thing. Like tells me like his whole journey from how he started at like how he started working at radio, just different station to station to station, and like finally just getting like his big break to working at like the Breakfast Club and just moving on from there. Like going on, just having his own TV shows, guest starring on TV shows, and it's just like I like certain shit like that because. Well, now I'm in the entertainment business.
That's a lane. It's like a lane you fill in and just really, you have to study, like especially the things that you into. You got to study the greats, the people before you. Yeah. Just really harnessing a journey, but not being too attached because your journey is your journey, like you know. But just seeing, you know, because we learn from. Like, a lot of things we go through aren't new. We're just going through them, you know? Yeah. So just seeing what he overcame and just seeing his steps, you know, and how, okay, this is kind of similar, but I still got my own path, but just using his inspiration and just navigate. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And, like, I feel like I like to, you know, just read up or just watch people that just came from, like, circumstances like mine, like, well, not even like mine, like like nothing and stuff like that, or just like from certain areas where you're not really given resources to like
I think
the places where you are now.
It's bigger. It's bigger. It's big inspiration when you see somebody come from nothing to something. But like we can also study like for me personally, like in these last 2 weeks, I was watching a lot of Elon Musk, the Tesla dude, interviews, and just really like seeing like how he think. And it's like, it's crazy because as long as you believe it and you just harness it, it's like, it's no limit. Like the shit he was talking about and the shit he was doing, it's just like, yo, this is crazy, but he really making it work for himself. Right. But also like another guy, the guy from Apple, I can't remember his name right now. Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he was a pretty.
Bezos,
I don't know him personally. Like he's not like, not personally, but like I'm not bigging him up. I don't know. You know, like it was inspiring to watch some of his interviews too as well, and just to see his journey to how he just marketed it. And I think it's good to just learn from others, to just see how you can navigate the best way, because you got to make your mistakes. You got to fall regardless. As much information as you conceive, you got to fall. Yeah. Because it's about getting up. Yeah. That's what's important. Like, can you get up? Mm-hmm. Can you get up on your own? Can you get up again, you know? Yeah. I think that's what's most important.
That's the type of stuff that, you know, builds character. And just like, it's just certain, that's the thing that you like really, you know, once it comes to time to like really tell your story, you be like, yo, I remember I failed at this and this and this and this, but I kept getting up. I did this to get where I need to be.
Ultimately like for everybody, even for me, it's like it's not always clear. It's not always this clear. It's not always my judgment is pure. Sometimes I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm unaware, and then it's like getting through that and just not really allowing that to overpower you. Some days it'll overpower you, but it's just really staying clear path and really staying connected to like, this is what I want, you know? Because for me personally, I know me trying to like get a job or like really just coexist to that 40 hours a week, or like it won't work for me. Yeah. And I knew that personally when I tried it early in my life and then tried it later in my life, and the same feeling resonates. Like, I mean, I started working fresh out of high school in Marshall's. I was working at Marshall's every day because I needed money. But ultimately, I started making the money, but now I didn't have time to do nothing. But that burden of just really the time I had to just be recreational, because I was a kid at the time, you know? Yeah. So it's just that that balance, you know. I quit, then I went back to school. And then that shit fucked me up because I didn't have, you need guidance. Yeah. I think it's important to really have guidance. Like, I had guidance, but not guidance in that lane. That was all new. Yeah. So I was doing it on my own. So, like, I did some nut shit, like, signed up for criminal justice. Like, I don't want to do nothing in it. Yeah. And then on top of that, I, like, because I thought, like, I wanted the recognition more than I wanted school. Yeah. I wanted to be recognized for being in college more than I wanted to be in college and learn. Yeah. I think identifying with that is important because like something have to connect me here to keep me coming. So I was only going because people knew I went to college. And it sound like it sound like, oh, you in college.
It sound crazy, but like I was like my first year of college, I felt like that. Like I didn't want to go to college.
But look, you graduated. Like that shit is special. Like
because like you said, find the guidance. Like I would just start to take classes. Like I'll actually start going to a guidance counselor, starting to see that there's more and more different, like there's a different variety of classes. So it's like now I'm taking the classes that makes
you want to wake up and go to school.
Yeah, like not that I need, but it's like the shits that like I want to take, you know, like I'm learning about like personal finance. I'm learning about photography, acting, stuff like that. So it's like, that's what made me want to just continue going. Cause like after my first year, like with the classes I got, I'm like, I ain't coming back to this shit. And it's like just talking to my mom.
I did one semester and then because I got a spirit. I don't like quitting. So I did one semester, then I did another semester. Third semester, I said, you know what, it's over. I don't care what nobody think of me. Because that was the only thing that was getting me through school was like, I'm in school for, I was in school for people's approval.
Yeah, people, they acknowledge like, I'm proud of you for going to school.
But I'm miserable in this shit. Like, I'm not even allowing myself to make friends or really to just be there. I'm wasting time. I'm wasting fast food and all that. I'm wasting that. I'm in a burst of getting this money and I don't even care to be here. Like, I'm wasting time.
I didn't even get fast food.
Oh, look, see.
I think that was another reason why I just kept going. I was like, shit, I already started paying for this shit. So fuck it. Like, if I was getting fast food, I probably would have been dropped out.
Yeah, see, I think that's
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, it's like, so since we got from JAKWAD to everything, now to Dream Cafe and everything, so from here, in the next 10 years, like, what do you want to do for, like, just, not even just the area, like, for yourself, like, for everyone around you, like, like you said, the people younger than you, so they could see something.
Probably in the next 10 years, I'm going to be married with probably about 5 more kids in the next 10 years. Big family, big house. I'm big house on, I'm going both coasts, East and West. That's personal.
Yeah,
but
I need a crib in Cali.
I love Cali. But ultimately, just really staying on top of my game. We probably have a Dream Cafe, LA, Dream Cafe, Miami, and probably 2 more spots, you know. Yeah. But this is what everything. So JAKWAD probably be bigger. The Urban Yogis, our wellness program, probably be located in 10 to 12 states. Yeah. Hopefully trying to touch 50 states, but really just expanding, you know. I like to stay creative. I like to stay in touch with the people I love, you know. Just really just inspiring, but just really staying in that entrepreneur gift and just creating. Yeah,
that's a good thing because, like, from the outside looking in, a lot of people they just see JAKWAD, Dream Cafe. They don't really know much about the other entities that y'all.
Yeah, and then it's a lot of things. You know, I don't like we could speak on these things because these things are already in
motion,
the physical form.
Yeah.
So I like I said, Dream Cafe is new now, but I lived with this idea 5 years ago. I'm living with new things now. But, you know, I think it's good sometimes to protect your desire, you know, and just because that's how it works. Sometimes when you speak it too soon, it doesn't flourish, you know, but these things are already out. It's already to the world. The world have it already. You understand? So I'm totally invested into it. They will work. They'll work some way. They will work as much as they're supposed to work, you know? Yeah. And then eventually transform into greater. So 10 years, it'll be bigger. It'll be more. It'll be better. Yeah. I'll be more knowledgeable, more informed, more loving, more caring, you know? Just a better person. Like, I think the route I'm going is just learning, you know, and just really just adding value to myself. You add value. Like this guy, Gene, had told us years ago, like, you add value from the places you go, the books you read, and the people you see, you know, just really staying open and learning and just creating and not staying stagnated in a puddle. Yeah. So, you know, so my 10 years from now, it's going to be big because I'm open to it to be big, you know, and I'm thinking that far. You understand? Like, I'm planning. You got to remain in the present moments to change the future, you know? So I'm making every day a better day. And then eventually my future change. It's the future I want rather than saying 10 years from now I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, which is good. It's good to have long-term goals. Yeah. But day-to-day goals is what gets you through those long-term, you know? So it's goals within goals, you know? So, yeah. Hopefully 10 years, we could do a 10-year recap. Yeah, and this be bigger. Definitely. and better. You know, it's
way bigger.
It's no ceiling.
Studio.
I don't live with ceilings. There's no limit to where we could take whatever. It's no limit. You know, the only limit is the limit we put on each other or I put on myself. You know, I'm not in your way. You're not in my way. And just really living with that idea of like, nobody's in my way. Nobody can stop me.
Nobody can stop me but me.
Nobody can stop me. You know, just really living with that. And that allows me to grow even bigger. Like a lot of times we put our problem like, oh, we in this situation because you did that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this, that. It happened. It happened. It is what it is. But nobody can stop me but me, you know? As long as I'm walking, breathing, talking, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be something. I'm gonna achieve something. Right.
Well, it was a real informative episode. Feels like a time just pulling up on you, right outside, Crown Fry, whatever, just talking shit like that.
Yeah, I like it. Like it's organic like that.
Yeah, I never wanted to have like a real interviewee feel. Like I wanted to I want the people to listening to feel like they just part of a conversation, like they the quiet ones around, just listening and shit like that. So, you know, I appreciate you finally making it here.
Yeah, we're going to get back here now.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're going to get back here. This ain't the first time. Yeah, it ain't the last.
I mean, next episode
I know this is the first time. This is the first time. It's whatever. You know what's funny? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a clip that I got. It was one time I tried to get a episode with Kills. My second mic wasn't working. So it's like the static with both mics. It sounds crazy. Wind is blowing. Like it sounds like a jail call right now. Like, so I'm gonna let you hear that shit. But I bet, man.
I mean, it's the Ninth Period Podcast here with Jake Mitch.
Best podcast in Queens, man. We here. Jake Mitch.
That.
JAKWAD. Follow JAKWAD NYC, clothing apparel. Follow the Dream Cafe, the best food soon to be in Queens. We soon open probably September.
Oh, September?
Yeah.
Or is that coming that fast?
Coming that soon. We're going to make it happen, you know. We're going to do it big.
But I'll definitely be there opening day.
Right.
I don't care what y'all got.
So just remember, follow JAKWAD NYC, the Dream Cafe NYC.
Alright,
and Ninth Period Podcast.
Yeah. Ninth Period Pod. Don't follow my personal gram. I don't like talking to a lot of y'all people. Yo, respectfully, a lot of y'all people be telling me that y'all want to be on my podcast. I don't know why, because y'all don't really do much. Y'all don't really interest me. And it's like, no, I'm not even trying to sound foul or nothing, but it's like,
got to give me something to talk about.
Yo, like, what am I gonna benefit from talking to you? What are you gonna like? The only thing that you're gonna do is benefit from me. If I don't benefit from you, what's the point of talking?
Right, we gotta
talk to me off camera.
It gotta be a shared informal thing.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to hear no hood gossip, none of that shit. So, for me, respectfully, I appreciate all the love.
Yeah, we could do the hood thing, the hood gossip off cam.
Yeah,
all that, we could do that off cam. You know,
like I have other shit in mind that I want to do. And y'all stopping yourself from telling me, telling me that y'all gonna get on my podcast. How you gonna tell me you gonna be on my podcast? But for me, I'm gonna end this. Yo, what the fuck? I'm gonna end the episode here. This is the first, but definitely not the last. We're gonna continue dropping more episodes. Like you said, follow JAKWAD NYC,
NYC,
Dream Cafe NYC.
JAKWAD forever, we here.
Or come to Baisley if you wanna get cooked by Jake Mitch. And I got all bets on him. I got all bets on the Celtics. Holla at me for the playoffs. We done. Headshot,